This is a message you need to hear before this eclipse portal. This reading is going to be about the eclipse portal happening in September. What is going on for you this September is going to be the most crucial moment of your life, the most fated divine intervention, destined month of your life. And there's so much to say. Just the cards that I felt drawn to, I know it's gonna be a lot. So get ready for your story time this eclipse, September 2025. And if you're not watching September 2025 for September 2025, keep watching because there might be some messages you need to hear. Or it's in relation to what's happening in September of 2025 if you're watching from the future. Hi. But anyway, let's get started with the reading. And now you have 3 choices, and yes, I'm gonna bring them up real close because I know it's so far away. Anyway, so I would like to begin with the Kandi flower wand. This actually has a beautiful story behind it. Then we have this bee. You can see this little bee here. The pile you choose is going to have its own storyline. I'll try to make it as short as possible. And then we have this lovers in a jar. Let's call it lovers in a jar. Lovers in a pickle. I don't know why I said that. But yeah. So choose any of those 3. And let's go on with the reading. Whatever you feel drawn to, I'll meet you there. Welcome the flower Kandi wand people, pile number 1. If you chose this flower Kandi wand, then this is your reading. Now I'm going to start off by saying that you're going to want to grab a blankie, a pen. I got that from another tarot reader, but yeah, a blankie, some popcorn, because this is going to be a long, drawn out story that not even my table could hold all the tarot cards, oracle cards. Like, this is just one part of it. So, with that being said, let's continue on. I will get some brief pauses here and there so I can pull some more cards and further extend your spread. But let's start off with the first card for this eclipse portal, the month of September. We have happiness. Oh man, I have like a little light here that I'm like trying to use. Okay, it sucks that it's reflective, but okay, we'll work with what we have here. Oh no. So yeah, we have happiness here. Happiness is what is coming for you during this eclipse season, along with love. Love, intuition, and energy. So just from the first row, it seems like a lot of passionate energy because we do have orange here. And I don't know if you noticed, but like girly, I put my whole table to light up in the shades of the colors that is coming towards you during this eclipse portal during September 2025. It's just so that this table, the colors embody and kind of give you a better visual image, a visual taste of what you'd be expecting. But yeah, orange has to do with a lot of sacral energy, so probably a lot of like creativity, things that you're passionate about. I mean, even with the color red here for their energy, a lot of fast-paced movement I'm feeling here regarding love and happiness. So something that like ties into like love and happiness, and you're feeling this coming towards you because we have the intuition card. So there's this knowing, inner knowing. Let's start off with the other oracle decks that we have here. So we have Butterfly. Transformation is beautiful. So this is going to be a very transformative time for you, as many eclipses are, but I think this has a lot to do with what you've learned from the past. It's kind of like feeling like you're graduating from something in some aspects, and in this state of graduation you are creating your life into what you've dreamed it to be. And this can create a lot of movements for you, but you have to remain flexible. You have to remain able to adapt into this new energy. And I say that you have a lot of kind of like camouflaging kind of reptilians. Yeah, it says act as if. So yeah, again, it's kind of like you're learning from the past, you're creating your dream life in ways that you have to adapt and be flexible, of course, because you have to remain open to endless possibilities, and in that you have to be flexible, right? And continue to act as if, if you tell yourself an affirmation and you're not really doing the thing that you're affirming, then that's a problem. You need to act as if. Do the things that you are affirming. If you are telling yourself, I'm going to be the best narrator in fictional books, I don't fucking know, then start writing the books. You can't just affirm. You can't just tell yourself, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. No, do the thing. Even if maybe you have imposter syndrome, like, fuck it, just fucking do it. Because the only way you get out of imposter syndrome in the first place is by acting as if. And a part of that has to do with knowing your worth as well. When you know your worth, when you say, I deserve to do all these wonderful things, then in doing that in the first place is showing to your subconscious and who you are that you are worthy of the thing you are affirming yourself, and you are worthy of getting the rewards that come with being a fictional narrator, I don't know, whatever you want to be in this life. And with that, there might be a lot of solitude with that. I mean, if you also think about it, it is a solar eclipse in Pisces, so yeah, it could feel a little lonely. But I think this solitude is, you see this guy's like, his soul is radiating, so it's kind of like in this solitude, it's like you're creating a bigger fire here, and that fire has to do a lot with your passions, your pursuits, your sacral energy. It doesn't have to be creative. It's the thing that brings you this spark here. What is burning your internal fire? And you don't want to get because this pile I didn't even mention. So this pile here is the character and the role that you are playing during this eclipse. And so I'm getting here that you might have wrong ways of exerting your passion. Maybe you're like progressively procrastinating, like you're like what you're supposed to do, and you're like partially doing what you're supposed to do, but then you're doing something else that like maybe is not conducive, or you're like paying attention to somebody else, it's like not conducive. Just be more aware where you're directing your energy, because the fire and the momentum that you're getting is not for shadowy shit. It's not for, and I'm not saying you're doing shadowy shit, but like, you might be tempted. You might like regress because past things might come up. That's what happens with eclipses. But yeah, use that energy wisely. Because it's already depleted, right now it's like you're at a like, oh my god, I feel so depleted, but like you're getting this momentum so that you can launch forward. Just be aware of where you're launching forward to. And again with this, these are like, you had lover, that was lover in reverse, now you have goddess. Like I'm like, I have a feeling that these are good things coming to you. You're in your divine feminine energy. I get like empress energy, like, yeah, I know I'm hot shit, I'm comfortable, I know my worth, because I feel like, you know, to be a goddess, you gotta know your worth. you got it, you're hot, and you might as well flaunt it and everybody wants it. And with that, again, these are good energies. And I feel like the thing that's giving you like this goddess energy is tied to like your sacral and how you're like putting out your creativity, your passion, whatever. You might feel like the lonely, hot, sexy lady, but like you're getting shit done with hustle mode. You're getting shit done. I feel like you exerting your passion and doing the things that make you creative with that spark inside where you love life, like it has to do with like your hustle. And I wonder if it really is maybe like somebody being in the way of this with commitment issues. I don't know if like whoever this person who has commitment issues is cramping your sexy style. I don't feel that, because you have love and happiness here. So maybe it's you having commitment issues to the things that you're supposed to be devoted to. Maybe there's so many things at once that you feel scrambled, and it's very hard for you to commit to one thing because this one thing has many other parts. And that's why I'm saying that, because there's fear of loss of freedom. It's complicated. Doesn't always have to be love, although if that's where the shoe fits, then wear it. And here, yeah, I mean, maybe it could be, you know, you're feeling a little friend zoned here. maybe it's just life not throwing you enough fishes in the sea that you're just with your friends. Possibly, you know, maybe you're just friends, buddy and buddies, and there's no love. So this intuition, love and energy, like, you know, love is coming towards you, and this is maybe the energy you're feeling, and that's what's being kind of highlighted during this eclipse portal. Yeah, I mean, before I even start going to the next spread too, like, it's still for your pile, there's just more cards. But with the friend zone here, there's a reminder of knowing your worth. Like, if there are potentials in your life, potentials who are friends who aren't in that level that you want them to be, in this love and happiness energy, know your worth. They're not for you. Because I mean, you get very passionate with people, with everything that you do, really. And we have the lovers here in reverse, so you know, try to remain in this goddess energy of knowing your worth. Being adaptable doesn't mean being adaptable to this friend zone. Being adaptable could mean within your own life. Okay, and that is this section. Now, let me pull out some more cards. Pile number 1. We are continuing on, and for starters, we'll start with your tarot deck. Now, we have the Page of Wands reverse. So maybe this is like some sort of discouragement that comes in the way, or something that's discouraging news-wise, like you're hearing it from the grapevine, some sort of message, or maybe some knowledge, information that you're finding out regarding something or someone that you're passionate about, that like you're having an intuitive feeling about. The moon card here, or something or someone that's like from the past that causes you to become reflective on your own investments. And I say, you know, your own investments is because there's some something that doesn't go the way you planned it to be. Maybe maybe you're supposed to like go on a trip and like, you know, maybe you're spending a little more with this person than you would have imagined, or like, hey, you have to like do more hours or do more of something that I didn't account for, or hey, this wasn't in the plan. What the and now there is this 10 of Pentacles, so maybe it has to do with like a gathering that's like something you were like excited about, and you're kind of like, oh man, I have to reflect on this. Or maybe it has to do with family, this person's involvement with family, or hey, I need to think about how I'm gonna deal with my passions and schedule how I'm gonna have time with family and friends and loved ones. That could be it. Because I mean, even the moon card is very Cancerian, it's Jupiter in Cancer, and we need this time right now with Jupiter in Cancer to remind us that we're not fucking robots. You know, we have family, we have loved ones that we need to schedule time for. I mean, look, I don't know if you noticed here, I'll bring it back up, but like, there's calendars behind him, so it's kind of like time's going by. TikTok, what are you gonna like? When are you gonna schedule your own peace of, you know, time for peace and tranquility and time for your friends and your passions and your loved ones? Like, it's a lot, especially with the South Node in Virgo. And you know, just to continue on with that, I mean, we have Aquarius, the energy of Aquarius. You know, Pluto's in Aquarius too, so I find it funny that, you know, I'm going a little ahead here, but you have the Aquarius and you have 8th house. And if you know about the 8th house, it's Scorpio's energy. And if you know about Scorpio, Pluto rules Scorpio. So, and it also rules the 8th house. So I find that correlation interesting that they both landed here. But yeah, this is like, how are you gonna set yourself free? Because again, Aquarius is, you know, it gets out of its routine. It's experimental. You can pause and read the cards, but it's the nonconformist. It doesn't go everyone's direction. It goes its own direction. And maybe this is habits and routines that you kind of have to like experiment with. Because I mean, this is what the North Node card is here, and if you know, the North Node is in Pisces. So I mean, how are you in Pisces? Before I even say the next thing, Pisces is about, you know, relaxing, having downtime, daydreaming. With the prominence of the North Node being in Pisces, and we just spoke about Aquarius, it's like, okay, how are you gonna break free again so that you're more calm and chilled down and you're able to fucking breathe and love life, you know? And I know there's like a lot of investments here. Sorry, I'm gonna have to bring the card to you. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you're invested in, friends, especially with Aquarius. Aquarius deals with friends. North Node with Pisces, your own downtime. 8th house is, it's very private, very intimate. You know, too many things are intertangled or whatever. Or maybe there are things also, I want to point this out. Maybe there are things that are coming out from the from underneath the surface, because I mean, 8th house is also secrets. So maybe secrets, hidden investments, doesn't have to be hidden, but yeah. Or maybe loan as well, because 8th house deals with loans. But yeah, maybe there's like some sort of loan you're taking out because you gotta hang out with friends. Maybe there's something you're finding out from friends, because now, I'm only saying this because we have the Mercury card and Gemini. Both go hand in hand beautifully because Mercury rules Gemini. But yeah, Mercury is communication. So things that are coming out from beneath the surface, 8th house secrets, that is being communicated by, I don't know, groups of friends, community even. I'll bring the other card to you. But yeah, this is something, maybe even subconscious things coming up from the surface, coming onto a conscious level. And again, could be something within friends, could be, you know, something that you're realizing within the community that you can further invest in, that could help you in some way. You do have a hustle thing happening, so I mean, maybe there's like something coming up where you can invest yourself further in your hustle, possibly, because a friend brings it to you, but like you're also tired and you need your rest, and like you want to do this opportunity thing, but like now you have to figure out, okay, I need to do this opportunity thing, but I also need time to rest, and trying to figure out how am I going to do both? How am I going to continue this 10 of Pentacles lifestyle? You know, happy life. Everything's happy with the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is the best card in the deck. I did mention earlier that it could possibly be something that has come out of the surface, maybe with a friendship dynamic, something going on with networking. I don't know, that's like very like secretive or whatever, and it's coming out because, you know, Mercury and Gemini is there, which is something communicated that is very truthful, or even school too, because Gemini deals with schools, education, but mainly it's some sort of information that's coming out with friends, networks. It could even be the internet that you're finding some sort of information out that's helpful for you in where you're investing. But there's some sense of like, again, maybe something came out that wasn't supposed to be said, a secret, because there's the forgiveness card here. So it's like somebody you have to forgive. Maybe you have to forgive yourself. Maybe it's not a person, but it could be that you could be needing to forgive somebody this month. And I know we had happiness earlier, but then we also have sadness. So it's like, you know, maybe you're happy that you found out this thing about this person who's like, I don't know, maybe a friend, or maybe you found this thing online. You're happy you found out about it, but like, now you have to forgive, and forgiving can be hard sometimes, and it brings a bit of sadness and hesitation along with that. See, there's hesitation there. But internally you're happy. I feel like this is still like your fire is still burning. No one put it out. You haven't put out your own fire either. You're gonna be okay. There's just bumps in the road. That's life. Life isn't perfect, especially around eclipse season. You feel fulfilled, and I think that has to do with the fact that you are just so on your game, or maybe it's this investment thing that's coming in, and that's why you feel fulfilled, or even this truth, because, oh man, truth can feel like a pathway, you know. I feel like truth is a portal, and once that truth is out, you fucking take that portal to the destination that truth is calling you to, really. And here I have healing chaos. So again, a lot of like this chaos. I feel like this chaos has to do with the forgiveness aspect. Like, okay, this truth came out, or this hidden knowledge, something came out from under the surface, and important information, maybe through a friend, maybe through an Aquarius person, I don't know, maybe a Gemini. You're gonna feel shook, honestly. But yeah, it's something that it's gonna feel a little erratic. You're gonna have to forgive somebody. Maybe this person says an Aquarius or Gemini, or it's Aquarius or Gemini related. And you know, in this forgiveness, you might have to let somebody go, or you might have to let this thing go. It really depends on where you're feeling drawn to. And you know, we'll pull some advice cards. Maybe you're falling for a friend, and you know, maybe find out, hey, this person doesn't like me like that. Or maybe they've fallen for you, and you're like, I don't like you like that. I'm too busy with my own life. This is like the overall themes, and you know, you're coming into love. And I think that's a good I think that's a good thing to keep in mind, you know. A little bit of rough patch here and there, but you're getting through it, you know. Maybe it is something you have to release that is a pain point, not necessarily a person, and that's gonna bring you to a higher love, a deeper love, with your friend, with this Aquarius, with this Gemini. And we're gonna continue on because I'm going to try and figure out any sort of advice and where's this karmically speaking, and what the universe is trying to communicate. So we're gonna continue on. Now we have here face control issues. And you can pause the video here just to continue reading on, or you can read along with me. It says, trying to control others only limits your own freedom. Let go of the need for control and trust in the flow. Now, there could be like control issues in your life. You know, not that you're trying to control others. Maybe that's the case, or maybe you're the one dealing with somebody who's controlling you. You really have to see, you know, your experiences in reality to gauge whether you're the one controlling or being controlled. But this could also mean too that you're finding control within your own life, and all this like trying to control all these aspects in your life is causing you more issues, you know. Kind of like having your cake and eating it too. Like you're trying to get all your ducks in a row, you know, let's say financially, or you're trying to have this big party, but like, you know, there's too many little parts here and there it's combusting. Because again, we were talking about like this Aquarius energy, and Aquarius deals with like kind of breaking out and like kind of like combusting in order for like a breakthrough and stuff like that. But you want to be mindful of, you know, do you have too many moving parts here? Like, what's going on? Maybe the universe isn't giving you more things so that you can have more control, or maybe the universe isn't taking away things for you to suffer. It's like, you know, maybe this is an opportunity where you can let go of some things. Maybe the universe is asking you to, you know, maybe ease up on this area of life or that area of life, whatever the case is. And it's it's a reminder to align with your higher path, you know. Maybe don't focus on the he said, she said in your life, whether it was maybe a secret about you that came out, or a secret about another person that came out, within a friendship dynamic or connections, whatever you found out online or communities, or even school. But like, don't worry about that. Think about where you're going. You have a lot of, again, sacral energy, a lot of passion, so use it wisely, use it on your path. And it could feel like a lot is going on outside of yourself and internally with what you want to do in your personal life and friendship dynamics, things that are external to you. A lot of like talk, communicative energy, because that's what Aquarius and Gemini is. They're both air signs. That all that mental stimulation, you're being asked to be still. This is your advice. These spreads here are more so your advice. But yeah, be still. Please pause if you want to read it. I hope you can read it. I'm using my TV as a monitor, so let me see if I can. Oh god. Okay. Well, it says cultivate a space of stillness and silence to just be. So yeah, really set downtime for yourself because you are worthy. You are worthy of this downtime, no matter how responsible you have to be, no matter these maybe great opportunities that came in for you, or maybe finding out things maybe caused you to become more busy. Like, know your worth. Know that you are, just as much as you are worthy of these beautiful big opportunities, you are worthy for rest and recuperation, and maybe even spending time in nature as one of those recuperations, because here you have spend time in nature. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. I hope you can see that. Sorry. But yeah, go out in nature. Let yourself take in some fresh air from whatever control thing that you're in the mix of with this eclipse energy. Spread the light. Maybe you have something to share that is helpful for others. Maybe it has to do with your hustle, where you're spreading light. Doesn't have to, I don't know if you're a light worker, if you're like a reader or whatever. Could be that whatever your inner passion, your inner soul is, like, go ahead and spread that. Give it to the universe, give it to the world, give it to the collective, because you're spreading your light in doing that. You're spreading that internal fire. You're blessing others with that. And if you're having trouble as well, potentially even reaching out to a friend, a family member, loved ones, trying to have it focus here. But yeah, just reach out to a friend that could help you. And again, with this whole worthy thing, you are worthy. We had like the other worthy card with I believe it had a skunk on it. And then he says, give yourself the best. So maybe that has to do with like treating yourself too, indulge a little bit, because you're already on top of your game. I see that you're already on top of your game. So, life is about enjoyment too. Even the things that you do, yes, they are they do bring a sense of joy, but life is so much more dynamic than the hustle and the hobby that we do. There's so much more. Imagine just living your life doing one thing, and that's the theme of your life, and that's it. No friends, no date night, or whether it is date night with somebody or yourself, like, no. Like, you're probably a person with a lot of other talents, so enjoy all the fruits of your life, all the fruits of your talent, even if it's not your main hustle, you know what I'm saying? Like, even your side, I was gonna say your side friends. No, like your friends, like, do that. If you're a person with, let's say you are a narrator, I think that was my explanation before. Maybe also, indulge in your dancing if that's another thing that you do, and go out with friends while you're doing that. Something along those lines. It's really up to you what that best treatment you're giving yourself. But yeah, just allow yourself to relax. I think that's the most important thing. And then here, this is a message from the universe, and I actually have to read this to you because it is quite lengthy. When you hold on to the past, it stops you from living in the present. Release any old hurts or worries or regrets. Commit to being in the here and now. Forgive yourself, again, with the whole forgiveness, but forgive yourself for where you think you may have been wrong. You deserve inner peace. Let it go. And maybe you feel like you can't let it go because it is a sense of control. Or maybe this person can't let it go and it's a sense of control. Again, where you see this fit, but there's so many things that you need to let go, because it's just weighing you down, and it's not allowing you to have this breathing time. And again, you're worthy. You've done so much for yourself, so allow yourself to enjoy life. Yeah, again, that aspect of forgiveness, I don't know if it's for you or somebody else. It's really up to you. But I did mention earlier that it could be that there is a need to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for where you put yourself through before you came on your come up. Because if it wasn't for that downtime that you had for yourself, you wouldn't be in the better place that you are now. You know, life is fucking, you're climbing up this ladder of life. Like, you're not gonna start from the tippy top. Like, just allow yourself to grow, and in growth, it's also about seeing where you were and coming to an acceptance of that. And that's another thing I want to say as well, is come to acceptance. I think that's the first step of forgiveness. Okay, so now we have, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? That's another thing to ask yourself here. And at the back, you can pause to read it. Let me see. Sorry if you hear like squeaking. That's my chair against the wall. I don't have much space. I'm trying to see if this could focus. Focus. I put a light here too, man. I don't get it. I'm not gonna read too much of it really. I'm just gonna read the top paragraph. But it says, the expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. You sound like you have very high standards of yourself, which is completely valid. But I think you have to remember you're just human. Sorry, that's not what it says. I'm just bouncing off. But let me continue on with what it says here. We then experience disappointment with ourselves and with a relationship, when they are not met. It is time to dissolve your expectation and replace them with gratitude. So yes, I think that, again, just a reminder that you're human, and I feel like a lot of forgiveness and releasing expectations again have to do with acceptance. What in reality have you resisted? Because that resistance is again the sense of control, and you know, the axis between Pisces and Virgo is perfection and surrender. Virgo being the perfectionist. Virgo is where the South Node is, and that's where we have to let go. Let go of being so perfectionist. Let go of criticizing yourself or others criticizing you and the shame that comes with that. You know, let go of the shame, whether that's imposed or whether you're doing it to yourself or whether others are doing it to you. Let go of the shame, because that's where the South Node is. That's where we have to let go, and we have to head to our North Node. North Node being where we are headed, what we're being called to learn, and what we need to dive more into. Relaxing. That's what Pisces is about. Relaxing. Spirituality and ease and secluded vacations. It has to do with secluded vacations, like real alone time, but it's something enjoyable. It's dreamy, it's psychedelic. And it's also psychological, it's subconscious. So dive deep into your subconscious, and I think relaxing has to do with, you know, allowing the subconscious to emerge, and this way we can really learn about ourselves truly. That's all I want to say with that. I'm gonna actually continue on. We have 12/12. I love that this 12/12 came out here, girl, or guy, whatever thing you like. Because 12 is the Pisces number. Okay, if you know numerology, you can also apply it to this. The way I channel numbers is literally the astrology. And you know what? what, sometimes if I do know the numerology, I'll throw it in here. I don't know the numerology, somebody go ahead and like talk about it in the comments, or look it up, I don't know, whatever. But 12 is Pisces number to me, and Pisces does deal with closure, and it's interesting that it says focus here, but it does talk about dreams. And if you want, actually, let me read this. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn dreams into a reality. So yeah, that's what Pisces really is about. It is about the dream, right? There's a focus is here, but which is more Virgo, to be honest, but it does talk about dreams, and that is what Pisces is about, the dream, right? And during this eclipse, Saturn is going retrograde from Aries and is going back to Pisces, which is like finishing up those old karmic stuff of whatever happened in Saturn and Pisces, which was it 2024? Editing Melissa here. This was actually March 2023. Now let's continue on with the video. So what were you going through at the time Saturn went into Pisces? You're going to be revisiting that. The last stages of that Pisces, Saturn and Pisces especially, as it was going retrograde. So, you know, what was that dream you were turning into a reality? Because Saturn deals with the reality of things and Pisces is the dream. So if you mix those two energies together, you are getting the dream coming into reality and pushing your psychological boundaries, the subconscious boundaries. You're pushing that, right? So that this dream can come into reality as Saturn goes back into Aries. But what dreams are you bringing into this reality, especially around that time of Saturn and Pisces? I also want to add as well that if you see any of these numbers, and now I'm going to get to this one, but if you see 1212 or 6, that is a call to use this advice when you're seeing this number. And I'm not talking about on social media because the algorithm fucks that shit up. Okay, but I'm talking about intangible reality. You know, you're walking and you see a license plate 1212. It's 1212 on your clock right now as you're reading this or whatever, and you're thinking about this reading, and then 1212 happens to pop up somewhere. That is your call to take this advice, or that is your call to really think about what were you reflecting during this reading. I want you to really call this number into your life when it is needed, so that you know how to aid and guide your life with these numbers for this eclipse. And now I want to talk about 6. So 6 says I am nurturing. 6 is Virgo's number, actually. So we got the Pisces Virgo action with these numbers is popping. Anyway, so this is Virgo's number to me, as it is the 6th zodiac sign in astrology. And it says here, your heart is your gift. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. I love that. If you also think about it too, Virgo, because I did say 6 is Virgo's number, it is about selfless service. It's literally just Virgo energy is purity. It's white light Virgin Mary energy. I'm not saying y'all are virgins, okay, calm down. But it's like the essence of purity. It's in connection to Virgo for me, as Virgo is the 6th zodiac sign, and Virgo, if you don't know, is very selfless. It's selfless service. which even says here selfless, or well, it says self-sacrifice, which deals with selfless service. If you also think about it, Virgo is the essence of purity. I'm not saying all Virgos are fucking pure. There's a lot more going on than just the Virgo in your chart, but it has to do with purity, and I think it comes from this self-sacrificing energy, this selfless service energy, and when they do that, it is because they are tapped into what they're bringing out to the collective and how it's helping others. And again, if you do see 6 or 12, think about the advice in this reading, maybe even this question, you know, what expectations you have are impossible to meet, because you give so much. You're so self-sacrificing. You don't want to overburden yourself with more expectations of yourself, of others. And remember, you are your own person. So, you know, as much as you are self-sacrificing of yourself, don't expect that other people will do the same, because everybody has their own story and their own life. And I'm not saying that's you, maybe it's the other way around, and maybe you need to relate to this, that yeah, you can only give so much, and you know, maybe that person shouldn't have that much expectations from you, because I mean, they're their own person and you've already done so much. See where it is fit for you. But I mean, this is just all of your eclipse story this September 2025, and if this is way past then what was going on? You know, what had to do with this energy? September 2025. Y'all, I completely forgot to tell you the story of this, and I do want to cut it short. So I basically went to a rave at a hard time in my life, and if I had not met the person who gave me this, I wouldn't have even came up with channel charms. And channel charms has become a big part of my life, helping everybody. And I mean, just the amount of beautiful people I met doing this work has been such a blessing to me. And the time that I met this girl who, I mean, if she didn't give me this, I wouldn't have even had the premonition of like channel charms. And that was like a Venus retrograde in Leo back in 2023, as soon as it went retrograde. I think this was May of 2023. Look it up if maybe something significant for you happened at that time. But yeah, so maybe this has to do with, like, you know, a creativity thing that's come up for you that's, I mean, super important and supposed to redirect your focus. And we were talking about focus in one of the cards. Like, we were talking about focus and creating the dream into reality, and you know, maybe you're living that dream right now. Honestly, it looks like it with the hustle and whatnot, unless that's what the eclipse energy is bringing for you. But yeah, redirecting your focus into something more positive, if it has to do with your hustle or friends, both. Maybe you're working with your friends. But yeah, I hope that some beautiful energy that is aligned to this comes through for you, because this is just a reminder of the beauty that came into my life. I mean, you're seeing it now in reality. Like, I'm going to end it here for pile number 1. If you'd like this be made into a channel charm, it would be the custom made channel charm. You just gotta let me know that it was this video and you chose pile number 1, and I will create that channel charm for you, as this channel charm is not created in tangible reality. But yeah, that is all. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and I hope to see you in my next reading. If you do feel called to my other readings, please feel free to listen to it, even if it's like, you know, within this reading and it's another pile, because there might just be a message in there for you that you don't know. So share with your loved ones, like, thumbs up, heart, whatever this algorithm provides. I would love the support, as I give just as much support to you guys. Love you all. Thank you for watching. Bye. If you chose pile number 2, the Bumblebee charm, then this message is for you. And I would like to start off with your first couple of cards and just a little backstory to the colors you see on here are going to be the colors represented in this first pile, as it is the embodiment of the energies through the colors. This is the Prism Oracle deck, so I felt like it would be very appropriate to coordinate the colors that are flowing throughout here to match this deck. That's personally for you. All the decks have their own different colors based on what they have here. Anyway, so continuing on, you do have faith here, mystery, frustration, and anxiety. Okay. And, you know, it does look like we're on a bumpy road, a bumpy start to the eclipse season. But don't worry, because I'm going to give you advice. Oh man, my head is blocking the way. Sorry. But yeah, don't worry, I'm going to give you guys advice and some things to take along with you on your journey. Okay, so yes. There might be a feeling of being left out in the dark here due to some frustration and anxiety. You're being called, though, to have faith, as that's what we start out with, the faith card. And, you know, I think this frustration and anxiety is also like wanting to be in our feminine, wanting to be like more chilled out, more calm, more like we want to be like this deer. We want to be in our gentle feminine. If you're masculine, you just want to be more chilled out, whatever you resonate with. But like things are going by so fast, and you're like, whoa, like you're just like, you want to indulge in the finer things. I say that because you have the cow spirit, and I'm getting like Taurus energy. Like you just want to be slow, like slowing your roll. You just want to be chilled out. Taurus is about like comfort, so there's this need of like wanting to be in your comforts, but like life is speeding the fuck up, and this speeding up is frustrating, and it's making you anxious because you don't know where certain things are going, and you don't like that. But you know, even with mystery, there are some miracles coming in for you. As you saw, it says the miracles are endless. So keep that in mind when you're feeling frustrated and anxious, because this miracle has to do with some beautiful transformation. It's interesting because the first pile also had this card, and I shuffled the shit out of them. All the cards, they fall out naturally, and again, I shuffled the shit out of them. But yeah, so this miracle is coming in for you at a time where you might feel like you're left out in the dark. There's like a pit here where frustration is, and mystery. I also correlate that with being in the dark, and the role that you're going to be taking on that will aid you in this eclipse portal is stepping into this warrior energy. And I know you're probably like, I'm tired of this, grandpa, to the universe, and the universe is like, you know, warriors don't come from comfort, okay? So you'll have this ability to be a warrior. You're being asked to be a warrior. You know what? It says cow spirit, but fuck it, you're a fucking bull. You're gonna go through this red flag of whatever obstacles in your life. I say red because this frustration card is red. But yeah, like you're gonna build a lot of strength and courage with this warrior energy that you're stepping into, because these cards are the roles that you are going to be playing in this Eclipse Portal. And if you want, you can pause and read it here, or you can read along. It says strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. And I'm going to continue on here with Femme Fatale. You can also pause again. Always feel free to pause. But I'm going to continue on. It says here, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So, you know, instead of allowing the world to burden you, I see that you are accepting of your femininity and your softness, and instead of allowing that to break you down, you take that as strength. You transmute it into some sort of strength here. And I think it is because you kind of like dive deeper into whatever it is. Maybe it has something to do with this mystery, something that you're questioning, and that's hard for you to gain full clarity on. But yeah, you dive deeper into it. You're not intimidated by whatever or whoever this mystery energy is coming from. It says great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth, and yeah, the person's like has an eye looking through the book and still being able to see. And I wonder if maybe you have like this. When I see Femme Fatale, I kind of get like this dark feminine, and I'm not saying it in a way that's shadowy. I'm just saying like you embrace all parts of you. That you're like finding things out, or you're digging deeper. And maybe it has to do with maybe I had to fix that. Maybe it had to do with somebody misusing pleasures, if you get what I mean. And because this is reversed, we're gonna read the shadow attributes. This is how they fall naturally, but this is the role that you are taking on in the Eclipse Portal. And it says here, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So I wonder if maybe there's a little bit of misuse of your feminine energy. Maybe, hey, you're suspicious of somebody being a little weird that you like, you know, had a night fling with, and they're being weird, and you had a one-time fling with them, or some sort of fling is happening, and you're like, I need to see this person's, like, I don't know, Instagram or whatever. Something's weird about our dynamic, or something's off. So that's where that could be coming from with the shadow attributes. And I also say that because to further clarify what's going on with this Eclipse Portal, like, why are we stepping into this kind of role? I have these, which is my What's the Gossip card. But it says here, brand new, fresh beginnings, reinventing yourself, new ventures, watch me shine. So I feel like whatever shit you're finding out is kind of like pushing you to like reinvent yourself. You're like, honey, I'm gonna transmute this energy and heal my inner child with this inner child card. Healing childhood wounds, reconnecting with joy, playfulness restored, return to innocence. So it's not like you're letting this weird hedonist energy, which was that other card in reverse. You're not letting that encompass you. I think more of the mystery has to do with somebody else being not authentic. Oops. It does say blind date, but maybe it was an event, a situation with another person. It doesn't always have to be a blind date, or it could be you're going to a blind date. Maybe you found somebody on a dating app, whatever. Maybe a friend of a friend was like, hey, go out with this dude, like you guys would be perfect for each other, he looks like this and that. Or she shows you his Instagram, and or the opposite, maybe they showed your Instagram and like they expected something else, and or you expected somebody else or something else. Whatever the case is, could be love or disaster. And I say that the reason why something is off with perception, like we have catfish here, pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive pictures, not who you think I am. So somebody within this eclipse portal is coming into your life to really make you question your reality. You know, are they being authentic? Am I being authentic? Like, you know, if the shoe fits, wear it. You know, and if it's somebody else, then hey, more to be aware of. But yeah, this person, whoever here, is not authentic. They're not being true to self. And I would just be aware of any sort of delusions or unclear energy. If something's like not very clear, it's probably a time to let it go. As we digress with the next card, and it says let go here. Release grudges, emotional freedom, forgiving yourself and others, free your heart. So yeah, don't let this situation burden you, or try not to let it burden you. Emotions are emotions, I get it. We can't control it, we can try to regulate it. But yeah, it's try not to focus on this weird, unclear energy, this mystery. And you know, take it as a lesson learned. As I see that it's going to play out this way, given that these are the explanation cards for the role you're taking, why you're taking these roles. And now we're gonna have more cards, more to explain within this pile. Okay, so the story continues for pile number 2. We have 10 of Wands, so you might be hella busy. You are carrying way too much. Way more than you can handle, honestly. I mean, it makes sense with the South Node being in Virgo. A lot of routines and busyness of life is getting in the way. But I think you're probably coming into a balance of that, or being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, because King of Pentacles, he is the king of material things, right? So maybe there is some tangible 3D ways of you being able to enjoy the fruits of labor that you've worked so hard on. But try not to get so caught up in busyness, because there are some things that you have to let go of. With the Judgment card, you know, what do you feel is calling to you, and what do you feel is not calling to you? What are some things that you have to let go of and free your chains from? This person is tied, right? But these ties are getting burnt down. So I mean, there are things that you have to come to terms with, that you need to let go of. So further enjoy your fulfillment, your fruits of labor. And that doesn't mean more labor. You you might have a hard time deciding between two things. Do I do this or that? You're kind of at a standstill, and I mean, maybe there's other things that you're not seeing clearly. Maybe this standstill has to do with some creative block. And you know, creative blocks happen when you're doing too much. You know, instead of making content every day, for example, maybe you just need to change it to once a week. Because again, now you have the fruits of labor. Now you have the tangible 3D things where you can bask from high above and enjoy your life, essentially. Even with the Nine of Pentacles, you have everything you need. You're okay with yourself individually. This is kind of like, yeah, I'm happy where I am. I'm happy in my solitude. I'm able to bask in tangible things. There's like, I get like vacation mode with this, actually. And you know, maybe there's like a vacation to look forward to, or if not, this is asking you to like go on a vacation. I feel like there's already a vacation happening. I say that because you have the 5th house here. Leo energy is about fun and play, and then you add that with Sagittarius. I'm just gonna bring this up so you can read if need be. It says performance, entertainment, creativity, costume, play, love affairs, joy, pleasure, parties, children, humor, romance, disco ball. So yeah, this is the fun of life, right? Leo, play, enjoyment. Also has to do with creativity. So I mean, who knows if this really is a creative block, given that the Leo card is here and mixed in here with Sagittarius, and that's like travel. You can pause. I'm not going to go through all the little details here, but yeah, this has to do with travel and having fun and letting go. And there's some aspect with this eclipse that's allowing for more fun, or calling in more fun and enjoyment and travel. And I mean, North Node is in Pisces. The one thing that Sagittarius and Pisces have in common is they're both ruled by Jupiter, and that deals with escapism. It's time to escape a little bit, okay? It's time to do that. Maybe that's what's causing this block here. Maybe it isn't so much a creative block internally where like you can't think of creative things, but maybe it's like an external thing of like, so many things are going on in your life that's causing you to like not be as creative or whatever, because you need to just breathe and like go on a trip or something like that, something along those lines. It doesn't have to be that. This is all possibilities, especially as a collective reading, you know. But we have here North Node, mystery. So it's like something here you're destined to find out. There's something here that is going to be revealed. Maybe it has to do in your travel, that you're revealed some sort of information, or while you're having fun, something is being revealed here. Or maybe it could also be somebody you're out on a date with that you discover some sort of information. Like we said earlier, there's something that is trying to be revealed here. It could also be that maybe this block is within your belief. Maybe there's something, a new set of beliefs that you're coming into that will help you see the fuller picture of this person, of your circumstance, your situation. Because again, here we have truth. So a lot of truth energy, like, and the other cards that we had. So truth, courage, love, surrender. I don't know if maybe there's like some love situation that you have to like build up the courage and to let go. Or instead of letting go of this person, maybe it's to let go of the situation, whatever it is you're arguing about with this person. This person might be misleading. You're coming into this truth because you weren't able to see clearly, and in seeing clearly, it might cause you anxiety. Like we mentioned earlier, it might cause you some frustration, and that's where you're gonna have to come to terms with whether you need to surrender this person or you need to forgive. And maybe that's the thing that's very hard for you to decide, whether you want to let go of the person or the thing. Maybe this person is a cock block in your life. I don't know. Because wands can be passionate energy, if you catch my drift. And when it's in reverse, there's like some sort of block here. But yeah, and then we have forgiveness, abundance. I'll bring them up. Forgiveness, abundance, community, and truth. So with this, I feel like once you're able to forgive, whether it is that person or yourself for getting into whatever situation, you are gonna really, really enjoy what life has for you next, because there's only up from where you're gonna have this forgiving point. There's only up. And, you know, maybe you have to, like, go with friends, wherever you have your community, your niche, in order to maybe come into more truths. Maybe you figure more things out that's gonna help you in the stage of abundance here. And now I'm gonna give you the cards of karma. What is this karmic cycle or closure that we are seeing here with this eclipse? What's being highlighted rather with this eclipse in September 2025? And you know, what advice can I give? And then numbers to look out for, the synchronicity numbers, the angel numbers to look out for, to reflect back onto this reading, or, you know, to aid you with any other questions you should ask yourself. And give me one moment to pull the cards. So pile number 2, this is what we have for the last portion of your reading. The cycle stops with you. You're the one your ancestors prayed for. This pain ends in your hands. Choose differently now. So there might be some things that you have to stop the cycle. You know, maybe these were things that your family has dealt with. Maybe it has to do with like not following with the deceit, or being the truth part of your truth bringer, part of your family, I guess, or just not falling for patterns, if not in the family, of the past. Really restore mind, body, spirit. True healing happens when you align mind, body, and spirit, reconnect to your essence. So yeah, I mean, when we go on vacations and, you know, take time off, we allow our bodies, mind, body, spirit, to align, because now you're coming in tune with your natural energy. It's nice to just relax in life and not have to like deal with rinse, repeat cycle, blah blah blah. Like that kind of structure consistently can make us feel all shrunken down. So because we're also feeling possibly shrunken down, I mean, maybe you're not as kind to yourself. Maybe this is also a call, a reminder, because now we're heading to the advice. I think it would be a good time to use affirmations to speak kindly to yourself. You know, if you realize that you're feeling insulted or by others, or you feel like you're insulting yourself, you're criticizing yourself, now would be a good time to flip that and change it into something more positive. Go on an adventure. Today is the day to try something daring. So I feel like, I don't know if you're going on a vacation. If not, you sure should. Because yeah, you're being encouraged to go out, venture out, have fun, see the world on another horizon, and flow with the rhythm. Get lost in the rhythm of movement today. So maybe, you know, exercise, or just get out of your head. Even dance too. They're dancing all together in a circle. But yeah, get yourself out of your mind, get into the body, maybe even listen to some music with a rhythm here. And then we have to turn on the light. So maybe there's some like light dimming aspects of life. You know, you had the mystery card earlier, frustration and anxiety. So, you know, what is that light bringer in your life? Maybe it has to do with something that makes you creative. Even cleaning, get some things out of the closet, like she's on top of a closet here, and there's like a broom. So maybe there's like some things that you have to get rid of to clear space and to invite something new. But really, I mean, do the thing that like calls your inner child, the thing that makes you happy, that makes your heart sing. Something with music here. I'm getting a lot of like music energy. And then don't sweat the small stuff. So yeah, just redirect your focus. You sweating the small stuff is not going to allow you to restore your mind, body, and spirit, as the card is there for you to like embody this energy here for the eclipse month. But yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. It's really a call to vacation, even in your own mind. Don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah. Then here we are always speaking to you and sending you messages. Be aware of this right here when as I'm talking about this. I'm sorry if I'm like sounding a little sluggish, because I'm like tired and I need to go to bed. Maybe that's your scenario. You need to go to bed. But yeah. Where did I leave off? When you feel like you are alone in a situation, just know that you never truly are. We are reminding you to stop. Look around and believe in something else, something more. We've got your back. And the other card, you will soon be surprised and grateful for how everything happened the way it did for you to receive better and greater. It's all adding up in your favor. Trust the process and how things are unfolding for you. So yeah, I mean, maybe these signs and synchronicities are happening, possibly the 888, and you know what, we'll leave that question last. But yeah, be aware of this 888, and maybe when you see this 888, the more frequently you see it, the more you're coming into this beautiful, better and greater gift that's happening to you with this eclipse. And I feel like maybe this beautiful and greater opportunity has to do with something with the travel as well. I don't know if it's like you're not traveling and the surprise is, yeah, hey, you're going on a trip. Or it could be that when you go on this trip that you already know is happening, you're gonna come into something really nice. Maybe you're going to a music festival. That's I mean, I'm a raver, but like, hey, there's probably other ravers watching me. But yeah, this is like, I'm going to a festy, bye bitch. Like and if you want to enjoy that festy, you might meet somebody significant, who knows. And you know, with this 888 card, maybe that's something to watch out for, especially if you are already traveling, or maybe you're going to a music festy and you see somebody with a 888 jersey. I don't fucking know. But maybe that's a sign for you to pay attention to, especially as this beautiful thing comes in. You're going to be seeing a lot of this synchronicity number, or you've already been seeing these synchronicity numbers. And that just means that you're already in that alignment. But you can pause here to read it. I do need to start going over to the next card because, like I said, I'm gonna just close it off here. But this is a question to keep in mind. And it says, what am I looking for outside of myself that's already within me? You know, maybe you feel like there's a bit of lacking energy, but there is so much that you have already. I see a lot of abundance, and I mean, you get confirmed that over and over. So it's a matter of just being grateful. Be grateful of what you already have, because I mean, maybe there is this frustration and anxiety that isn't helping you feel grateful, but just count your blessings, because this way you'll invite more of those other blessings in, those unexpected blessings. And it says here, are you looking for more guidance, confidence, peace, wisdom, love, or something else? I feel that wisdom, just saying, because you have the truth cards many times. But anyway, when we search outside ourselves, we can become overwhelmed, frustrated, that word again, and never feel quite good enough. It's time to go inward to find everything you seek. All the answers you need lie within you. And again, very valid. We keep saying truth. So maybe that truth is a new perspective or something that you're seeing, and that's being brought by yourself, really. Maybe a different perspective shift. Heavy on the perspective shift too, because I mean, Sagittarius is about perspective and seeing life on the grander scale, kind of like being at the peak of the mountain. This right here, this guy is like at the peak of the mountain, probably honestly higher than the mountain. And again, so you're probably like zooming out and getting some sort of insight when you zoom out, adding things in your life like a puzzle until it pieces together and you realize, oh my god, this is what's really happening in my life, or this is what's really going on. But yeah, be aware of the 888. Remember to ask yourself, you know, what are you looking outside of yourself that you already have within you? Because the more grateful you are, the more you open yourself to more abundant possibilities than the already abundant self that you are. Okay. Well, that is all for now. Pile number 2. If you do like this reading and you do want to have a channel charm version of it, please go ahead and check out channelcharms.store. I'll link it down below as well. But channelcharms.store, you would get you would have to get the custom made channel charm and let me know it is this reading for pile number 2, and I'll go ahead and get that started for you, as it is not a pre-made channel charm, but it would be made just for you. So that is all. Have a wonderful day. Bye all. If you chose pile number 3, my lovers in a jar, then this message is for you. Maybe it's best to have this down like this. I don't know which best way. Kind of like that you can see it's a heart, whatever. Me overthinking it, but yeah. So if you chose pile number 3, then this message is for you. This is gonna be your Eclipse Portal of 2025 in September. So let's start off by saying that the colors you see in the background are the moods of these cards here, as these are the color cards. They set the tone and the mood through the colors, and I do see like pink, and I know it's not purple like the chakra, but I kind of get like crown chakra energy, because crown chakra is a little bit like of a pinker kind of purple. So yeah, maybe like some downloads coming through for you, as well as like heart chakra, because that is green, and then yellow, so that's like solar plexus energy. So a lot of like heart activation, solar plexus activation, and crown activations for you with this eclipse. This is technically white. There's no chakra that is white, so that is up to your interpretation. Now, if you do see a puppy, say hi, Lulu. That is my puppy. She is a little she needs attention. She's Luna. She needs attention, so sorry for the surprise appearance, but yeah, you'll probably hear rustling noises later when I get tired of holding her, but she's like I think she just wants a lot of attention. I try to give her food, but like, yeah, she doesn't want her food right now. She just wants to play and be curious, as all puppies do. And if you're curious, she's 8 months. But anyway, let's get back to the reading. I can't carry her. She's getting a little heavy. But yeah, let's first start off with, you have sweetness here with the eclipse, for this eclipse portal. Oh, sorry guys, I keep getting distracted. She wants to play, and I gave her a new toy that's like not as loud. It's still pretty loud. But let's ignore the background noise, unless it's like the, oh god. Let's ignore the background noise. So we have sweetness, ghost, rest, and anxiety for the energy that the eclipse portal is bringing in for you this September 2025. And again, if you're seeing this outside of that date, then this date is probably relevant to you, or there might be a message that you need to hear, really. But yeah, with sweetness, ghost, rest, and anxiety, there could be something coming in for you that has some joy. I don't know if it's joy because you're like removing yourself, going offline, and like finding rest, you know, because ghost, rest, sweetness. Maybe there was like something that was giving you anxiety, and this is why you need that time for yourself. And in that time with yourself, you're finding this sweetness, this joy, again with this like sense of doing your own thing, because you also have canary spirit sing your own song. So with sing your own song, that is you doing your own thing. Yeah, you're a free bird in this eclipse season. Maybe there was so many things that you've been attending to. Mouse spirit tends to small things. So many things that was like, oh my god, I have this thing to do and that thing to do. And just like so many little things add up, build up, and it's a lot. And with this resting period, it's a call to be present. It's called to be present, be here now, you know, don't think about the past. And maybe there could have been things from the past that maybe was making you anxious, and it's time to let it go. And I kind of want to dive deeper with this time to let it go by seeing the roles that you are playing. So these cards here are the roles that you are playing, or the characters you are playing for this solar eclipse, not solar eclipse, I'm sorry, the Eclipse Portal. And you know what? I accidentally said solar eclipse, so maybe it is literally on the solar eclipse. Yeah, and you have Networker in reverse. Now, when they are in reverse, I do need to read the shadow attributes, and maybe that'll clarify more as to why it's time to let go here. So with the shadow attribute for Networker, I have conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Maybe you've been anxious because there has been maybe information that, maybe it's either information that you found that was unsettling, because again, we have fear here and there's anxiety, so maybe there was information you saw that was giving you a bit of fear, or maybe you're the person spreading this fear. Although I honestly, truly, even though this is supposed to be the role that you're playing in your character, I don't see that, because you're the one that's anxious. So it could be that you're finding out information and that makes you anxious, or maybe you are spreading knowledge, but in a way that has more of negative context, and in doing that, maybe because you're putting out that energy, then you're also receiving that energy in return in different ways. Maybe. Again, I don't... We'll see. We'll continue it on, because there's a lot more spreads that we're gonna do. And then here you have Lover. But these are the shadow attributes. So obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. So maybe there is a level of kind of like your, because again, we talked about solar plexus chakra. So maybe it has to do with like being overconfident about other people that you're involved with. It's not a positive thing when the Lover's in reverse, but these are like hills that we have to go over when it's eclipse season, you know. It's not always gonna be like best prime time in eclipse, you know. You are the passenger in the driver's seat and God is taking the wheel. You know, Jesus, take the wheel. And again, like, try to use this energy that you're getting, because the way I see it too is maybe you have this obsession or obsessive passion, because again, solar plexus kind of also deals with passion, was like within confidence and stuff like that. But you know, try to use that energy, that drive, obsession, that passion for yourself. I do see here that you have Seeker in reverse, and with Seeker, it says here inability to commit to a path once found. So, I mean, maybe you're having this path, maybe you're having trouble staying on this path because you're so obsessed about somebody else. You know, it happens. Or maybe there's just other people. It doesn't have to be a lover. It could be other people are getting in the way and you care about them, but like, you got shit you gotta do. And maybe that's what's causing this anxiety, or it's hard for you to do the next thing that you're supposed to do on your path, because now you're having this argument with this other person, and it's giving you anxiety. And how can you function with anxiety, you know? And I see here the Fool card, and it says here, this is upright, so we'll read the light attributes. Fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So maybe maybe you're like, you know what, I don't care, this is how I feel. If my partner thinks I'm being too much of this or too much of that, then you know what, that's on them. You're just making light of it. You're just you're not letting it get to you. And the other thing too is with the Fool, you know, maybe you're making your friends laugh things off. You're telling them jokes or whatever so that it makes you feel better about yourself instead of staying in some sort of mentality where you're not appreciated. And so you go to your friends where you feel appreciated and you guys laugh and you get to focus more so on the lighter side of life when things are heavy. And maybe that has to also do with your resting period. You're hanging out and resting with your friends. You're just trying to make light of the heaviness potentially in your love life. If it's not love life, it's other loved ones. And I asked, you know, why is this your character? Why is this presenting itself in this way? And it says here, you have side hustle, multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on the grind. So maybe that's also why you're tired. You're tired, or you know what? It could also be that these are multiple scenarios when we read tarot cards, especially for a collective, but it could also be that you're ghosted and you're tired of it because it's making you anxious, and so you're going to focus on your side hustle. That's another way that this energy can transmute or play out, rather. Because we also have love bomb here, so, you know, either maybe you're in a love situation and then, or a friendship situation, whatever situation you're in. It doesn't have to be love. It could be that somebody shows you all this attention 1 minute and then they just suck it right back. And you can pause to read the rest because I'm just going to continue to go over. If anything catches my eye, I will talk about it. But yeah, it's like you're feeling all loved 1 moment and then it's like, it's done. And then you're just like, you know what, I'm fucking tired of this shit with the boundaries card. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm giving you all this love and, you know, I'm showing you I'm a devoted partner because it says self-destructive devotion. So you're like self-sacrificing here with this love or this care towards another person. So you're just gonna stick to your hustle because it's this, I don't know if it's a cycle. Typically, I don't know. Something is giving me like a cycle energy. It doesn't really say it here. But yeah, we'll see if it presents itself as we continue on. But like, you're tired of it and you're gonna put your boundaries up. Like, I'm not, enough is enough. Like, I'm not dealing with this love bomb energy. Because this love bomb energy is like, it's a sneaky link. It's like, okay, maybe this person's making up for the fact that they've had a sneaky link, or they just want to have you as a sneaky link. And that's why you're like, no, bitch. Like, we're not having this love bomb thing because I know your intention is this whole sneaky link thing. You know, let's have some discreet intimacy. Not like, when love has to hide privately, that is not divine love. That is a love that is buried in the shadows. There is shame involved with that kind of love, and that's kind of like also what I'm getting with this energy. Maybe it's like somebody doesn't want to be either having a status, because, you know, sneaky link, it's non-committal. It could be that they don't want to be public with you with the hidden encounters, private meetings. So it's, I don't like this. I'm not gonna lie. And so because you're holding up your boundaries and you don't want this like sneaky link energy, don't mind the weird noises. That's my dog and this chair that's like right up against the wall. But yeah, so you're at a crossroads right now where you're like, I don't know what I should do, but like this eclipse season is gonna force you to make the choice. whatever the choice is. Now, there's a collective reading, so, you know, do I stay or do I go really depends on you. And I'm also available for a private reading as well. Check out channelcharms.store. But like, again, this is collective, and the choice is really gonna be this eclipse. Are you gonna deal with Sneaky Link? I hope not. Because I think also, like, even though we have light attributes here, I feel like if you choosing the wrong path is gonna have this shadow attribute of the Fool, of feeling like a fool. And it also says here, denial of your emotional truth. And I feel like that is going to be high I was gonna say high key highlighted, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be an emotional wound for you to go on the wrong path and deny your emotions, especially with Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer, it is amplifying the need of security and the need of acknowledging your emotional truth. So if you're not in your emotional truth and you're pushing your emotions aside and you're not feeling safe because of that, you're already in the denial of your emotions, and you're in denial of your emotional truth rather, and it's gonna give you this shadow attribute of the Fool. We got more cards. Give me one moment while I shuffle, as they are not going to fit on my whole table. Although, if y'all notice, I did upgrade the space. So I'm able to hold more cards, and it looks nice. But anyway, let me pull up more of your cards. Also, just to backtrack, as I was shuffling, I do want to say that it's either you or the other person that needs to make a choice, and this is because of a boundary. But I'm just pulling up more cards to further dive into the story with you. But I just wanted to share that insight before I continue on. Okay, so now this is the next spread of pile number 2. Oh my god, wait bitch, pause. I meant to say pile number 3. But you know what? There might be a message there for you. There just might be a message. So check out number 2 if you felt called to it. But yeah, I'm continuing on with pile number 3. Dios mío. Now, remember how I said you would be having downtime? Again, that's being reflected. You had the rest card earlier. Now I'm seeing the Hermit card here, so this is further highlighting that downtime. But this is like downtime where a lot of things come to mind. A lot of enlightenment. It has to do with the things of your past, things that you remember, but a lot of nostalgia can come with that. A lot of remembering, and I don't know if whatever insights or the things that you're remembering or this person is remembering, could go either way, is causing you or them to passionately like come back, which I would be a little hesitant with that kind of energy of like rushing in, because it's the Knight of Wands, and knights in tarot are very fleeting kind of energy. There's nothing grounded, and in all honesty, I don't see anything that is grounding here in terms of like, you know, there is no earth energy. There is like passion, fire, which is the fire, and wands is also significant of that, and then there's the swords energy. So I would just be cautious, especially, I mean, this person is known for like the passion, sneaky link stuff, and then with the Knight of Swords, you kind of like, either you or this person, like, just as quickly as they come in, they cut it off. Like, okay. That's why I'm like, I'm discouraging you from whoever this Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords energy is. Maybe it could even be that you're the Knight of Swords. You're the one, like, as quickly as this person came in, you're cutting them off, you know? And it is sending you in some sort of emotional turmoil and kind of like negatively reflecting. I think this moon card here, let me bring it up close. I think this moon card in reverse kind of ties into the Six of Cups energy, wishing that things would be back to the way it was, but you're closing out a cycle, and I think you should allow that to close out. Allowing your emotions to flow. Don't question your intuition, because the moon card in reverse can also have us question our emotions. It can hold, it can be significant of us holding our emotions back. Remember to be in your emotional truth, because with the moon card in reverse, it's giving that indicator again. I love seeing in Tarot and Oracle where cards just correlate to the other cards in the deck, because it's really clarifying and really highlighting the area of life, or the area of importance within the story. And I think this emotional upset and maybe even emotional stagnancy has to do with, you know, maybe you want to grow and go places with this person who just wants to be a sneaky link. Because the Ascendant, I'll bring them close so you can pause and read, but the Ascendant is your body, your worldview, like it says here, where you want to go. It's the body, right? Your body, literally. It says body image, but yeah, the body. Your direction in life. And Sagittarius is, you know, traveling. It's also having philosophical, it's belief. And in astrology, it doesn't say it on here, but it's also marriage. Because it's like something long term. Sagittarius is known to have many moons, so many baby mamas, although it's not the case here. It's like having many children in that essence, because Jupiter is expansive. So, you know, where do you see yourself growing? Life becoming expansive with this person. Where can you go together? This is so highlighted again, because it's Sagittarius. It rules the ninth. Yeah, technically Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It also rules the ninth house, right? Sagittarius rules the ninth house. So again, where do you see yourself growing with this person? Where does it feel like a spiritual journey, like you guys are ascending together rather than descending? And I think that's where you really want to go, where you see yourself going places. Where is that Martian energy of like, yeah, we're going somewhere, we're doing things, we're getting shit done together, rather than just sexy stuff. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. But yeah, Mars can be sexual passion as well. See sex drive here. So, you know, you don't want it just to grow off sex. Like, you want it to grow in something sustainable. And also, maybe it's that there is some sort of belief here that is different to another person that might bring some sort of upset here on maybe what they're doing behind the scenes, or what they're keeping a secret. Because maybe it is that you feel something, whether maybe belief is like the trigger to that. Like, maybe you're expressing to this person, hey, when you're doing this, it makes me believe that you're doing that. Or you're always going on trips, and I feel like maybe you're doing something shady behind the scenes, because the 12th house is very hidden. It is also something that something needs to be surrendered, quite possibly. Maybe it's this person has to let go of a certain belief. You have to let go of a certain belief that is causing a trigger point here. It's causing fights. Like, I don't know, maybe you guys go out on trips and it's very passionate, but like something doesn't feel right. Or it could be that maybe there is some sort of subconscious, there's something subconscious happening, or some sort of secrets that's like, but like there's so much that you know because it's based off of belief, but you really don't know with this person. And the other thing too is that maybe you believe it's going somewhere, but like in reality it might feel that way because maybe this person is making you believe that it's gonna go somewhere, and it really isn't. It feels like you don't know where this is going, because Mars in the 12th house is like, where are we going? What's going on? Because Mars is our direction, and the 12th house is literally in the dark. Oops, sorry. The 12th house is literally the hidden house. So Mars is not very happy there. It's kind of like saying Mars in Pisces. Look that up if that intrigues you. Maybe the person you're dealing with is a Mars in Pisces, or maybe their Mars is in your 12th house. You know? But this could also be like fights about belief and fights about where somebody needs to ease up on something. And I'm going to continue on here. I think this cherish energy has to do with this past, you cherishing the love story you have, but like, you know, at some point it's like, what's fact and what's fiction in this story here? Because this love, I mean, you want love, right? And I think that's in the cards, just maybe not this eclipse. And I'm going to tell you how to best help you, so don't be like, oh my god, it's the end of the world, this eclipse. Like, no, this is a pain point, and I'm going to help guide you and aid you in this pain point so that you're ready and you're on the up and up. Maybe even the next eclipse. Maybe even not even the next eclipse. Maybe in the next new moon. You don't know. Full moon. And here, yeah, chaos. Like, you might need to armor up emotionally with this person, with this chaotic energy. And I really feel like this surrender, it was 444 when I saw the camera, yeah, I think some habit or some person is getting cleared out with this eclipse, with purification, because every time I see purification, there's a habit that's being cleared out, a person being cleared out, something's heading on its way out. It's fully blossomed, and this has to do with some knowledge here, maybe even enlightenment, 9th house, Sagittarius. I mean, it could be that maybe there was a belief being cleared out here that allows a bit more flow into your life and opening a gateway, there's some opportunity coming in. Who knows if it's love? I think it's something that you're not expecting. So if you're thinking it's love, it's not gonna be love. It is gonna be something else. It's something that you definitely not have thought about, because unicorn here is like unexpected. Like, what? Random unicorn at a gateway? Okay. But yeah, there's something coming in. It's gonna be a blessing. So don't get discouraged because of this energy. Now I'm gonna give you the karmic understanding and the advice, as well as synchronicity numbers to look out for to best help you in your situation, as well as a question to ask yourself in order to help you in this eclipse portal. One moment. So we have a lot to go over for this, just because I do want to really dive deep, and the message was very clear for me. And I did put a lot more of the advice for you guys, as well as questions and synchronicity numbers, because when I see that the reading is starting at the bottom, I need to show you how to work your way up. You know what I'm saying? Let's start off with understanding the karma of this eclipse. Here we have release the resentment loop. Resentment isn't power, it's poison. Stop replaying the story. You're free to choose peace. So I think, you know, whoever this sneaky link energy, I mean, at this point it's obvious that you're not the person in the sneaky link. Like, you're not the initiator of like, yeah, I want a sneaky link. No. And I think also because you're drawn to these readings, you're not the person that really is looking out for that, okay? People watching these kinds of readings, they're not trying to have sneaky links. I don't think so. Or maybe there's some spiritual reason behind it. I don't know. People have reasons for things anyway. But yeah, it's just this sneaky link energy, this weird things going on behind closed doors that you're not being able to see, and you're I wouldn't say you're allowing this to happen, but like your beliefs are not helping you. And we'll go on to that. But yeah, it's like it's creating a loop in a cycle where it's like, okay, you're upset one day, he love bomb you and then you feel better, or she loves bomb you and you feel better, whatever. They, I don't know, whatever. Whatever makes you happy. But yeah, it's a loop that's not choosing peace. You know? And there's no shame in that, because attachments are it's an attachment, you know? There's things that happened in the past from what we saw with I think you had the Six of Cups reverse, or Six of Pentacles reverse. I will put the picture here, or you can always rewind it just to make sure it was the 6. It was in the tarot cards, but it's that loop of remembrance and loving those times, possibly when you were 27. If that resonates with you, you were probably 27 at the time where you loved life. Maybe you were with that person, or maybe when you turned 27. But we'll get to that one. I'm like jumping ahead here. But recognize relational wounds. Not every scar came from cruelty, some came from absence, silence, unmet needs. Name what hurt you. I think also in saying this, in this card saying that, it's like you need to say what is hurting you to this person. And in doing that, I think it'll help you heal this wound, where your needs are not met, where maybe you don't feel acknowledged in the way that you want to be acknowledged, or feel the way that you want to feel with this person. But you need to speak up. You need to say what it is. I mean, you only had like the Knight of Swords, and that is about talking, but I don't think that was you, boo. I think that was whoever that person, whoever is also giving that Knight of Swords energy, Knight of Wands energy, because we had the Knight and the Knight. But that Knight with the Wands, the Knight of Wands, was more of this other person you're interacting with, their energy. And then to have another Knight doesn't show me that that is your energy. I feel like that is the same person, different mask. So maybe this person's just being blunt with you, thinking that you'll let them do whatever, and if they don't like it, they'll just skip out. And they'll come back when it's convenient. And we have here, unlock the pattern. The pain didn't start today. You lived this loop before. Maybe in love, maybe in lineage. Awareness is key. So where in the past, I mean, it says you've lived this loop before, so where in the past has this happened before? Through, you know, family of, like, let's say this person doesn't acknowledge your belief about something, and you're trying to explain to this person, hey, this makes me feel like this makes me feel like that. Maybe this person doesn't have the amount of depth that, they just don't have the amount of depth that they can't believe what you believe. And in that, you're trying to seek approval. But it's like, you know, a bee trying to tell a fly why honey is better than shit. It doesn't work that way. You know? So be aware when you're going in this loop, and then once you're aware of what maybe the trigger is in this loop, then yeah, that has to be your way out. And I'm just gonna move forward because I was seeing if I wanted anything else to say about that, but I'm just gonna continue on since I feel like I said enough. Clear entangled karma. Every relationship holds lessons. Break free from karmic ties that no longer serve your growth. Now, maybe this is a big let go for you, that you know, there's so many things entangled with this other person. You own a business together, you have school together, you have friends that, you know, y'all correlate and mingle together, whatever. You have so much that you've done together, and all these plans and all these entanglements. They're all entanglements. You need to let those entanglements go. Because then you don't have to be in this resentment loop with them. And it's easier said than done, right? But it's life teaching you how to let go of things. The North Node is in Pisces. And Pisces, remember when we were talking about the 12th house card? Well, guess what? You know who rules the 12th house? Pisces. Pisces rules the 12th house. And that 12th house card said surrender. And yes, Pisces is about letting go and surrender. Because Pisces has to learn to give it to God. Now, North Node is not in Virgo, where we're making it happen. No, North Node, we're not fixing it to make it happen either, because that's what Virgo can do. Oh, I'll fix it. Oh, I'll make it work. Oh, it's okay. I'll do this. I'll bend over a little bit. I'll do the selfless service thing. No, we're not doing that. That's a South Node. South Node is letting go of the fix it. Letting go of Mr. Fix It. Letting go of constantly having to reframe and pick at things just so that it looks right and it fits perfectly. This person is now perfect. No, it's North Node, Pisces. We are destined to let things go. And I'm giving you, I'm saying that with the most love. Because I'm the type of person that's not going to lie to you and be like, oh, but you can make it work. No, especially with the way, there's way too many cards. Let it go. Practice freedom. Clear card. Like, no. You are being guided to let it go, and it's gonna be fucking hard with Seek an Expert. And I know I'm going a little bit ahead and I'm like darting, but like you need to hear this. And I'm gonna make it still flow. But yeah, there's just some things that you have to let go, and you know, who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe you don't have to let go of the person. I'm a person of many possibilities. It could be you're really letting go of all of this resentment of one thing that again is with another thing, even though I truly feel like it's this person that you have to let go. But in case that I am wrong, hey, you're letting go of this resentment loop, which is the thing that pissed you off about that person that also correlates to this other time that they did this other thing and then that other thing and whatever. You're letting go of that. Ultimately, though, I think it is a person. And this is the advice now. Now we're going to the advice. Okay. We have let it go. Let go of all that no longer serves you. So that really speaks for itself, and we just went over that. Again, you're being called to practice freedom. Take this as an opportunity to be like, hey, I get to rediscover myself and see how I am without extra baggage, to release the weight of judgment. Also, like, I feel like there's a little bit of shame with this person, and I can't see why here. Like, I can't see why there is shame, and I really say that because it says release the weight of judgment, but then you also have here perception is not always based on the truth. Now, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm still recording. But yeah, perception is not always based on the truth. It's okay to be misunderstood. So again, this, like, the misunderstood thing, there's like shame with this. There's a lot of shame with this, and I don't know if this person, like, belittled you and made you feel bad for certain things. Maybe because you had this resentment loop, maybe they made you feel shame for it. Maybe there was things in the relationship that didn't start cleanly. I don't want to say clean, like, it wasn't very, like, maybe it wasn't a pure kind of relationship. I don't know. Like, not that it's you. Maybe it's them. Maybe they're the ones that, like, were having sneaky links and you don't know, and now everybody knows and you're feeling that shame. There's a need to let go of judgment. And this is your path of growth. Like, this eclipse is gonna be the one you're like, damn, I fucking got out of this crazy thing, or, you know, I finally let go of what people think of me. I don't know. And then here it's never truly the end. Beloved, in this, everything will be okay. So maybe you feel like it's the end of the world. Oh my god, this is the first heartbreak, or oh my god, this is like, I never saw myself without this person. You know what? It's not the end of love. There's love somewhere. There's love everywhere. Fucking, you losing your friend. There's many friends out there. You losing your fucking boyfriend or girlfriend. There's many other boyfriend or girlfriends out there. It'll probably have even better than you've imagined because you won't be in this fucking resentment loop. Just saying. Reach out. So talk to some friends. family members, whoever can support you, wherever you can act like a itty bitty baby and feel coddled and loved, even in your emotional essence. And then we also have Seek an Expert. With Seek an Expert, do you have a therapist? Is there like some DBT? If you don't know what DBT is, dialectical behavioral therapy. Do you have some dialectical behavioral therapy skills that you can use? Is there... I'm trying to think. Is there mindfulness skills? Because not everyone has a therapist. Not everyone has experts. So I'm just thinking of like, mindfulness tools or whatever. Maybe you can go, if you're like a person that likes like short, fast information. Well, look up some mindfulness coaches. I don't have a mindful coach in mind right now, but look up some mindfulness coaches on Instagram or on YouTube that will help aid you. If it's a love thing, maybe Matthew Hussey, I think that's his name, Matthew something. And there's another one called Mel, I forgot her full name, but yeah, like look into that. And I wouldn't say fucking take mushy. But one thing I will say though, mushies do help heal, and they learn to help you let go. Because if you think about it, with this eclipse, you're in the passenger seat and destiny is taking the wheel, right? And God is taking the wheel, universe is taking the wheel, spirit is taking the wheel. You're there for the ride, okay? This is actually how it would feel like. So I've heard. Yeah, like when you take mushrooms, you are the passenger and you're in for a fucking ride. So I'm not saying to take it, but like that's also how life is gonna feel. So you might want to like seek some sort of help, life coach, therapist, psychologist. Even medications, if you have to take your meds, please do. Anti-anxiety, if you want to do like a holistic way, do like lavender pills or L-theanine. Those are calming. 5-HTP, those are holistic. And the other thing, listen to music. Music is healing, music is calming. Maybe you gotta go to a music festy if you're a raver like me. Maybe you gotta go to a concert, I guess. Go to Broadway, I don't know. Go. If you don't even have like the finances like that, you can't like go to like a festy or whatever the fuck. You can't go to a rave, you can't go to a concert. Play some music in your house. Make it like a rave. Put some pretty lights. Or go on YouTube, look up your favorite artists, DJ, whatever, and just like tune out. I would highly encourage anything that will get you out of your head. And here we have live your life to its fullest potential. Let go of the need for approval from others. Live up to your own expectations and nobody else's. No more selling yourself short. Keep moving forward. You've got this. So yeah, again, that whole shame thing has happened. I feel that shame thing that I was talking about earlier with the let go of the need of approval. Maybe you also need approval from this person, but don't. I feel like this approval is about them staying in your life in the way that you want them to be. I feel like that is approval, not so much so that they're in your life. It's more of they're in your life in the way that you want them to be, and that's not real approval, because the approval you have is truly within yourself. It's not dependent on another person. It is living up to your own expectations of how you want life to be, regardless of if that person can do it or not. Because if they can't, then you already know that that's not your friend, your boyfriend, whatever this person is for you. Because your expectation in life is always going to be the vision that you have for yourself. And it's always going to be within that to live the best life. And how are you going to live the best life with somebody that brings you down, and that there's shame and resentment loops and wounds tied to it? You're here to unlock the pattern, bro. Just to like lighten up the mood now. We have, when you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Let what was inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what can be. Yeah, sky's the limit to your life. Don't let this person say 5 feet's the limit and you're like, what the fuck? What is a limit to begin with? Like, you know, don't shrink yourself. And it was funny because I was talking about like, I think I did mention not shrinking yourself earlier. You know, check back to what I was saying earlier, but yeah, I feel like I was saying that, and I feel like that has the energy of like, don't shrink yourself, buddy. Like, what the fuck? Life is too beautiful to have to dilute it, to be in this crap. Honestly, not crap as in like, you know, like everything you had wasn't fucking phenomenal, but it's like crap that now you have to be in this energy. It's crap to be in this energy. You don't deserve this. Nobody deserves to be in any resentment loop, because then it feels like you're living on hell when you came to experience life in all of its facets. Beauty and its grace. Yes, there are some shitty moments, but it shouldn't be shitty loops. And now I'm going to start with some questions that you gotta ask yourself. What am I afraid of losing? What does this person provide, really? when I ask you this, what do they really give you? What do they provide, truly? Like, because I don't know your situation, but like if I see this, I'm like, oh no, peace. I'm not gonna have this. I've been through something like this, and that's why I'm saying these things. I wouldn't want anybody to go through what I went through. I was in a resentment loop for years. Oh shit. My bad. I bumped into this shit. Am I communicating my needs? You gotta speak up. You gotta speak up. Name what hurt you. We just went over this. I feel like there's some things that you're like not speaking up. And this person is mirroring you in that. They're not speaking up, but in ways of like whatever their motives are, whatever they're doing in their life. I don't know. So this person is mirroring you in that aspect. And if you begin to communicate your needs, I think more things will come clear in the picture. Yeah, look. They're in the, well, it looks like she's probably in the mirror, but kind of looks like a picture as well to me. What excuses am I making right now? Yeah, what excuses are you making right now? Because it's not helping this release resentment loop, okay? It's not helping. So if you truly want to get out of this resentment loop, I think you really should question the excuses you're making. Because if you're giving this person that grace, what excuses are they giving you to give you what you want? Nothing. And don't say that it's because you never communicated, because I mean, maybe, I'm pretty sure you've said something, and maybe you said it enough to where you got tired of saying it, so you just don't say it, and then other things build up and you just decided not to say it because this person, you can't trust them to handle the things that you communicated about because the other things. So it, again, this loop. So now we're here, and I'm sorry if I'm not reading like the smaller things. It's just that there's so many cards here that we need to go over. So if at any time, feel free to pause the video to read. If you can't see anything, if I forgot to like bring it up to the camera, let me know. Hey, if you can read the rest of the card, I will message you. I will tell you what it is. But yeah, let's continue on. 27. I am expressive. So yeah, I mean, maybe you have said something. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe you did say something, but like you're tired of it, so you just don't say it anymore because you're tired of the constant, okay, now I'm talking, now I'm saying it, now I'm verbalizing it, and it's not acknowledged. So I'm not gonna say anything. So I feel like maybe you have expressed it in the past. However, if you are seeing this number 27, that could be a push to say something. Hey, now's the time to talk. Hey, let's say you're talking to the person that you're having this resentment loop with, the sneaky link thing person. I don't know what the case is. You know what it is. But you see 27 as you're talking to them, and you were thinking about like saying something. You see the 27, bruh, just say it. Just say it. Whatever it is, just say it. And that allows more compassion for yourself as well. I just saw like the compassion, and I just thought, yeah, like being expressive is a way of compassion for yourself. Because if you're not compassionate to yourself, you're just gonna allow somebody to erode your boundaries. Anyway, 00. For this, I'll actually read the blurb. Angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without any delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer. I am observant. So yeah, I also get from this as well, you're clearing cycles, clearing it out. And then for some reason, January, I think it was January, because that's coming up in my head. Not that this is saying it, but it's coming up in my head because I did hear an astrologer talk about this. I think her, if you want to check her out, her name is Ethereal Astrology, I believe. She loves to reference past dates, so I highly encourage watching her. But yeah, she was mentioning that this eclipse correlates to what happened in January of 2020, where we didn't feel happy in life, or we didn't feel like things were complete. There was things that in January 2020 we did take moves to make life a happier and better. We did try to make life for ourselves a lot more better and happier. And although we did make those moves, it still didn't happen for us. So you're kind of like clearing out whatever that is with the 0 energy. And because I'm hearing that with her channeling of she mentioned this for her new moon in Virgo. If you want to look it up, Ethereal Astrology, new moon Virgo. But yeah, I please don't take it word for word with what I said, because I don't remember exactly. I just remember her saying that we were trying to make life better for ourselves. January 2020, where although we did take steps to make life a lot better, it just hadn't felt that way even after taking the action, and we've gotten rid of things in that time period to reflect that. But that's all I remember. And also we have the 4. You bring stability, rationality to any Now we also have the 4, and I'm going to read this as I need to reference something in it. But it says here, you bring stability and rationality to any situation. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance make you a dependable friend, partner, and colleague. And now, with you being a dependable colleague, friend, partner, don't let people take advantage of that. I think that's what it is that people see you as comfort, as stable, and they take advantage. And they think that your stability is something that they can use to their advantage. Like, oh, I'm just gonna not go on this trip with this friend, or not go on fully commit with this person, or commit further with this person, because I mean, I'm comfortable where I'm at. They're letting me be comfortable where I'm at, so you know, I like that they're okay with it. They're not doing things about our situation, because this is where I want to be. Like, so don't let people take that, because I think that this is a beautiful thing, but you need to protect that about you. Now, 27, if you're not 27 already, maybe when you turn 27, that will be significant. If you're not near that age, if you're already past this age, then think about when you were 27. What happened at that time? Was it a good time for you? What was the lessons when you were 27? What did you learn? Also, 2027 might be significant as well. I'm just thinking of all the endless possibilities with these cards, but these are the numbers to pay attention to. Regardless of what mentioning, if you're 27, 2027, I genuinely think that when we give numbers significance, we will see them in the time it needs to be delivered. The message from the universe, from spirit, will come through, and that's when we'll know, right? So if you're fearing, like, okay, maybe this is an example, maybe I do need to let this person go, I don't know when, you'll see one of these numbers, 27, 000, or 00, whatever, 444, whatever, 27, I don't know. But it has to come from tangible reality. No phone algorithms, no Instagram, posts. That's all bunk. That's all programmable, if you get what I mean. So just when this shows up on a license plate, if it shows up on a shirt, on a jersey, I don't know, your friend sends you something and it has like these numbers on it, I don't know, then there you go. Then that is a sign to pay attention, or maybe you should do the thing that you're questioning. And with that, I think I'm done here. I hope this was very helpful for you. I know I give a little bit of tough love, but hopefully not too tough, as I do like to provide solutions for you and insightful questions. If you do want to encapsulate this reading in a more positive light, I'm more than happy to make you a custom-made channel charm to remind you of the beauty of this reading and the joy that you can magnetize through the channel charm to where the positive becomes your focus. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to give me the question in the comments. Any other comments? Give me a like, share, thumbs up, subscribe for more, especially for the following eclipse, because I would love to give you the mountaintop you're rising up, because it's only up from here. If you chose pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3 and would like a more tangible version of this reading that you can wear as a bracelet, I would encourage you to look at my channelcharms.store website, which is also linked in the description below, where if you choose the custom-made channel charm, you can send me this video and let me know which pile you chose, and we can get that created for you, as this has not been made in tangible reality as of yet. So we'll go ahead and get that started at your request. Thank you all so much for the time, love, and support, and I can't wait to make more videos for you. See you soon. Bye!